Guys, Arsenal fans, you've been given a full treatment. After you suffering from the Carlo Modric hijack, Edu and Arteta have really given you the full prescription of the drug, and obviously you guys are really enjoying it. To an extent that Jakub Kiwior to Arsenal, here we go. Left-footed defender playing for Spezia in Italy. Arsenal have really gone ahead to execute this deal, and obviously they've beaten Chelsea once again on another player in a space of just 12 hours. Announcing that of Trossard yesterday evening, this time around in the morning, Arsenal have gone ahead to get the deal of Jakub Kiwior done and dusted, and it's really done as confirmed by Fabrizio Romano, David Austin, DiMarzio. But there is a journalist I want to give credit, not known, but has gone ahead and really broken this story. He's the first journalist that really broke this story. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? How is your evening? Arsenal fans, you are cruising all the way to happiness, because looks like Arsenal are really trying to get deals done and dusted. They're fixing parts of the team that really look vulnerable, to an extent that they've gotten one of the best young players coming in from Italy. He's Polish. He's a Polish international, and he has gone ahead to play 9 international games for Poland, but he's really one of the highly rated left-footed central defenders in Italy. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and let's see to it that this video really hits close to 1,000 likes, because it deserves to really hit them, because it is really great. Now, the first person to report this story was Thomas Woldazak. Told us that exclusive news, as mentioned earlier, Jakub Kiwior to Arsenal almost done. Papers circulating, 5-year deal, 25 million euros. This is the first guy that broke the story, and I would like to go on and really give him all what deserves. Kudos and appreciate him for what he has done, because I want to reward these people and really give them credit, because they do a lot of groundwork, and if at all you don't go on and really give him credit, then you bring in Fabrizio Romano, then it's not really right. So this guy, known as Thomas Waldzazak, he was the first person to break this story. Then DiMarzio came out and told us that Jakub Kiwior to Arsenal, 25 million euros or 20 million pounds. A player will fly to London over the weekend. That is DiMarzio, and DiMarzio is almost... DiMarzio comes in from Italy, you know that very well. He's Gianluca DiMarzio, works for Sky Sports. Before the coming in of David Austin and Fabrizio Romano to be the #1 transfer gurus, he used to lead that race. And remember, Fabrizio Romano was working under DiMarzio, but over time, Fabrizio has really gone ahead to become a celebrity transfer journalist. That's it. Now, after all that, coming in through, then Fabrizio Romano came out and really told us this morning about this story of the Polish central defender that Arsenal were all after, telling us that Arsenal are closing in on a deal to sign Polish central defender Jakub Kiwior from Spezia. Here we go soon. Fee in excess of 20 million euros. Medical tests could take place this week. Deal very advanced as per. You see, even Fabrizio is quoting him. That is Thomas in there for you. All parties hope to get it sealed soon. So it shows you that this guy has gone ahead to really break this story. As I told you, he was the first person to break this story about Jakub Kiwior from Spezia to Arsenal. And obviously, as I was doing by the Trossard story, that it's done and dusted, Medico has gone ahead and completed and passed it. Fabrizio Romano dropped a here we go, that Arsenal have completed the signing of Jakub Kiwior. Here we go. Contracts are being signed with Spezia. Fees in excess of 20 million euros with add-ons. Understand Kiwior has agreed personal terms of 5-year deal. Medical will be completed in the next 48 hours. It's done. Now, you know, I have very many people that are really watching him through. People coming through when the videos are premiering and they call in for Rokani. Why don't you really reply to our messages? Guys, that's a premiere. A premiere, it's very hard for me to reply you, but when I start doing live videos, you guys will really get my reply, especially on the instant. But I only do lives, especially match build-up and match reactions, especially on the match days. That's when I do live videos. Even yesterday, after City beating Tottenham Hotspur in the biggest bottle job I've ever seen in the world of football, I went ahead to react to that game. check the live section. Lives are there. So maybe I'll try to start to do a live on a daily, just one live on a daily. I'll try to fix it because you might be having your questions for me to answer, but I cannot go ahead and really answer them. Secondly, I came out and told you that Arsenal needs a central defender who plays with the left foot to come in and really replace or act as a backup for Gabriel Magalhaes. And behind the doors, Arsenal has been linked to Evans Ndika, but it looks like they're not going in for Ndika anymore. They are ready to really get in a player known as Jakub Kiwior to get this job done. When you look at Jakub Kiwior, he's 22 years of age. He has a height of 1.85 meters long. He's really tall. That's it. So that means he fits the Premier League, and his physicality is not a question. And he's a ball-playing centre-back, playing for Spezia, doing lots and lots of magic for his club down in Spezia. Though he's no longer a player of Spezia, he's a player of Arsenal. So medicals are being planned in the next 48 hours. That means over the weekend he'll be flying in from Italy to come to London to undergo his medical. And Arsenal have really signed two players in a space of 12 hours. They're done with Trossard. They've brought in Jakub Kiwior, and obviously he's a very good player who has been playing in Italy and being scouted by Arsenal. This is what Fabrizio told you, that Arsenal very much want to work under the ladder. That's it. They want to work under the ladder to see to it that they really get their deals to the levels they want them to be. So that is it all about Jakub Kiwior. It's a here we go. Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to confirm it. After Fabrizio Romano confirmed the story, guess what? David Austin came in through and really put out a tweet. Also that Spezia centre-back Jakub Kiwior heading to Arsenal, fee of the 22-year-old Poland international in excess of 20 million euros by Ghana blog for Athletic after Di Marzio, obviously, and Thomas, who really put out this story. So it shows you that when these ones come out and really talk about this, who are you to say no? Because this is a transfer trio that leads this business. That is Fabrizio Romano, David Austin, and Di Marzio. If at all they confirm a deal, it's done and dusted. So people get to know that we only come here to say that a deal is done and dusted, it's done and dusted. Today we are going to see Trossard holding that shirt up for Arsenal. All the doubting Thomases are really going to be silenced and put to the next level of really getting done and dusted. Now after that, Jacobs Ben came out and really confirmed to us about Jakub Kiwior that Arsenal will sign Jakub Kiwior in a deal worth £17.5 million. 22-year-old is composed, tenacious, and versatile. Been excellent for Spezia and won 9 caps for Poland. Club-to-club agreement in place with moving fast Arsenal to get late January transfer business done and dusted. As Fabrizio told us that Arsenal is not yet done after getting the deal of Trossard done, they've gone ahead to show us that there's still so much in the business of signing in more and more players at their club of Arsenal. So this guy is composed, tenacious, and versatile, meaning that he can play as a central defender, he can play as a left back, and he can play as a central defensive midfielder. What an alternative for Lisandro Martinez, who really snubbed Arsenal, because Lisandro Martinez could also play as a central defender. He could also play as a CDM and a left back. This time around, they've gotten another player who is taller than Lisandro Martinez, but obviously playing 3 positions at once. So that is very good business done by Arsenal. So I would like to go on and really send kudos to the scouting team of Arsenal, because this was under the ladder. No one saw it coming. We never gave it a lot of time, because by the time this story was broken by Fabrizio Romano and Thomas, maybe, and Di Marzio from Italy, we were all putting our eyes on the Trossard deal, because Trossard was really a very huge deal that was really completed by Arsenal. So that is something great for Arsenal, and the scouts of Arsenal are really doing quite a good and fantastic job. Then Charles Watts, the Arsenal correspondent for Goal, has also had something to put out onto this guy coming in through. He's telling us that additions of Trossard and Kiwior will certainly vastly improve Arsenal's squad depth for the second half of the season. Winger and left-sided central defender, two key areas that needed strengthening. Gabriel has featured in every single game per one so far this season. So I believe Kiwior is really a very good addition to the Arsenal squad. That's it. Very good addition, because when you look at Gabriel Magalhaes, he has almost played every game that Arsenal has played this season, meaning that he is really getting tired. He needs to be rotated. And this queer guy comes in at a very perfect period of time that Arsenal are really needing a player to act as a backup for Gabriel Magalhaes. And now we're waiting to see, is Quia going to prove that he is a starter, or Gabriel Magalhaes is going to go ahead and really cement his position at Arsenal? Because I've seen Arteta, if at all a player comes in through and really shows that he's really a better player, he doesn't mind about the past you've done for the club. He minds about the present, meaning that Quia is coming in here as a backup, but you never know, he might overtake Gabriel Magalhaes. When you look at his clips, he's good on the ball. He's good on the ball, and playing the ball, he's really good. Tenacious, meaning that he's fast. He can complement Saliba in that high line defending of Arsenal. Secondly, Saliba is 21. Obviously, Quia is 22 years of age, meaning that they are creating a central defensive, they are creating a center back partnership that is going to be here for some good years. That's why they want to tie Saliba on a long contract. You know, central defense is all about partnerships. It's not all about knowing the game of football. It's all about knowing the footsteps of your partner, such that you commend him to a level of really hitting and meeting the targets of your team by being watertight, acting as rocks, and not conceding goals. So that is great. And talking about the winger, he's talking about Trossard getting in a winger. They needed a winger like Trossard because he plays in 3 positions across the front 3. Now they are getting in a central defender who is also versatile. He can play as a left back, central defender, and a central defensive midfielder. That is Jakub Kiwior. And welcome Jakub Kiwior to a team called Arsenal, because he was really a player that was needed in there for you. Now, Arsenal has gone ahead to get kudos from one of the Italian reporters after scouting a player known as Jakub Kiwior, and this is known as Get Italian Football News. They've told us that Jakub Kiwior has been one of the best young central defenders in Serie A for a season and a half now, and going to Arsenal is a natural progression considering how Arsenal play and the sort of football Kiwior is. A great move for him and Arsenal. What does this show you? We didn't know much about this. Let me be blunt. Let me be blunt over this. I had never heard of this central defender. That's it. I've never heard of him, but Get News from Italy is run by people who really watch Italian football. Now, this guy has been really impressive in Italian Serie A for the previous 1.5 seasons, having signed him from Anderlecht, where he was playing with Arsenal player known as Sambi Lokonga, who was his captain. Now, meaning that Arsenal have really gotten a player that very many teams have been eyeing. Even Chelsea were eyeing this player, but the player told them, I'm not going to sign for Chelsea, I'm going in for Arsenal. So Chelsea said, let's go in for Buddy Shield. Now, Arsenal getting in for this, it's just great scouting, and we should give kudos where it really deserved. I don't support Arsenal, but I would love to see my team run like Arsenal. You get my manager Erik ten Hag is yearning in for signings, and is only getting in Weghorst on loan. But Arsenal going in to make signings. First and foremost, they went for the brave one, Luka Modric, 95 million euros of a bid, turned down by Shakhtar. That was a huge statement by Arsenal. Secondly, they've brought Trossard, Premier League proven player, 28 years of age. They've gotten him on a cheap, £21 million plus £6 million of add-ons. After that, they've gone ahead to get in Jakub Kiwior at £20 million. £20 million, meaning that they've so far spent £47 million on 2 players out of the £88 million spent onto. Out of the £88 million that was bidded to Shakhtar for Luka Modric that was turned down, Arsenal now have a balance of like 41 million pounds, meaning that they're still going in to get in more. And I've heard a story that they've really agreed a deal with Valladolid on Franceda, that right back. So it shows you that Arsenal are really on fire and they want to get in players just to it that they really win this Premier League trophy, and obviously they are all out for this trophy, and kudos to Edu and Arteta for the work well done. Now let me show you something here. This player is coming to Arsenal to reunite with his former captain at Anderlecht, that is Albert Sambi Lokonga, and these two really used to play together at Arsenal in their foyer. That is Jakub Kiwior. I think here is the guy, Jakub Kiwior, and Sambi Lokonga. Here, I think this is Lokonga, yeah. Lokonga, this is the captain here, and Jakub Kiwior is here. So that is how everything is happening. They used to play together at Anderlecht, though I think Sambi Lokonga left first, then Jakub Kiwior followed. So guys, thank you very much for watching it through. What are your thoughts for Jakub Kiwior to Arsenal? Here we go, Here we go, confirmed by Fabrizio Romano, David Austin, Di Marzio, and very many others. Jacobs Ben, name it. Your thoughts are welcome in the comment section below. Go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment, and share. And if you're only watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner, that's the place to be. Tell us, what do you think about this deal? Do you think he's really good? But I'm giving credit to the scouting team of Arsenal. Guys, Arsenal's project is out of this world. It's really convincing. That's why you see to it that they are going all out for players that really love to play for them. Another one has been landed in a space of 12 hours. That is Jakub Kiwior. After Trossard getting done and dusted, Jakub Kiwior is another one coming in to act as a backup defender for Gabriel Magalhaes, and Mikel Arteta has been looking for a left-footed defender because ever since the summer he was looking in for one, but Lisandro Martinez got his phone and called Erik ten Hag, informing him that Arsenal is really interested in me. I'm going to Arsenal, but if at all you want me to come to Manchester United, I'll come to Manchester United. And now Jakub Kiwior is really an alternative that Mikel Arteta has really gotten in a nick of time. May the Almighty bless you abundantly. Sign out for now. See you later. Third video of the day. More is yet to come. Looks like it's going to be a busy day because business of Arsenal looks like it's not going to end, and they are stretching even beyond their limits. They are really bringing in players like never before. I'm out.